First of all, I want to thank everyone who is here to help us celebrate this very special day, the wedding of my daughter, Janelle Green, to Serge Locott. Some of you have flown here from across the country to join us today, and some of you have taken Uber a block away to be with us. All of you, we really appreciate and acknowledge your presence and great effort to celebrate with us tonight. It is with incredible love and pride that I stand here today to wish my beautiful daughter, Janelle, and her handsome husband, Serge, a blessed life full of happiness, joy, and much laughter. I'll always remember the day that Janelle was born, and my mother, who Janelle was named after, held her up to the window, and she exclaimed, "Her hair will be her crowning glory." Grandma was right, Janelle. Today you are shining from head to toe, and I'm sure Grandma is smiling down on you with great pride. Some fun facts about Janelle and Serge, and those of you that know them, and there's so many long life friends for both of them, will recognize this. Janelle was born in the year of the rat. Ladies born in the year of the rat are smart, kind, they have quick minds and dexterous hands. They are industrious, meticulous. I'm sure Serge is smiling at this. Meticulous, shrewd, and ambitious. They are persuasive and very sociable and charming. They are independent with a strong sense of teamwork. Women born in this year are truly generous to the person they love. Finding a compatible partner is a priority to women born in this year. Their charming personality and dedication makes them wonderful partners as well. Now, Serge, you won't be surprised about this. Serge was born in the year of the dog. People born in the year of the dog possess the best traits of human nature. They have a deep sense of loyalty and honesty and inspire other people's confidence. Due to their loyal personality, people born in this year tend to choose a career based on the principle of serving others. They are easygoing, quick to learn, and are always ready to alleviate the workload of others, which makes them very popular in their work circle. They make good leaders, excellent businessmen, and due to their strong sense of loyalty and sincerity, they will do everything they can to make the person who they love be important to them. They have a high sense of value, and home and family come first. Men born to this year will work to see that they have the very best. God works in mysterious ways, and I kept telling Janelle to be patient, that there was someone out there who, like her, had spent time developing their career, and when the time was right, he would find her. At times, Janelle felt that all her friends were getting married except for her, and she told me many times, "I guess I'm just going to be single the rest of my life." But I told her she was a hidden gem and someone would find her. When she was introduced to Serge by the girls in the office in Santa Rosa, Janelle was so excited and called her brother and I to tell us all about the new man in her life. Her brother, who hadn't even met Serge yet, said, after he heard about Serge, said he couldn't believe it. This was the person that she had been waiting for. They were both the same age, both were in dentistry, and both had spent time developing their careers. Both were smart and ambitious. And her brother's conclusion, finally. I think Janelle was surprised by Serge's decisiveness. Within a month, she severed her other suitors and decided to give the relationship a try. Within a very short time, Serge had won her heart. Janelle and Serge are both strong, competitive people. And Serge, you probably aren't aware of this, but before you left for Vail to go skiing with your friends, Jill called me concerned that Serge wasn't as good a snowboarder as she was a skier. And he wouldn't be able to keep up with her. She was worried about how that would play out. I encouraged her that she didn't always have to be the top dog. She should wait for him and take it easy if that was necessary. A few days later, Janelle called me again, and she said, "Mom, I'm so surprised. Serge is a really good snowboarder, and he's so competitive." And I thought to myself, that's like the pot calling the kettle black. Thank goodness Serge is from a long line of spirited, strong-willed women, and probably this is one of the reasons that attracted him to Janelle. I have a sense that Serge didn't know what he was getting into. I have a sense that he didn't know he was going to be thrown into a domestic overhaul when Janelle moved down to LA. He has had to get rid of some of his man cave possessions, like his drawer full of TSA slips that he hoped to make into collage and hang in their house. That didn't go over well. Not only has he survived his domestic overhaul, but Serge has adjusted to Janelle's millennium diet of no carbs, calorie reduction, and boot camp. He looks absolutely wonderful. Apparently, the first day of boot camp that Janelle talked him into, he turned to her while they were on the treadmill at the end of the session and said, "I think you blank blank are trying to kill me." But he is competitive and stepped right up to the plate. As Serge Sr. said to Galena, these young people will figure it out their way. It is with full confidence that I know Serge and Janelle will succeed and compromise and figure out a wonderful life for them as a couple, lovers, and partners. To conclude, I would like to give this Irish toast to Janelle and Serge Locott. Please raise your glasses. May God bless this young couple who are married today. In good times and bad times, in sickness and health, may you know that riches are not needed for wealth. May rough times ahead be triumphs in time. May you see your children's children. May you be poor in misfortune, and may you know nothing but happiness from this day forward. Hear, hear.
Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name's Christy, and I'm so honored to be here tonight to celebrate Mr. and Mrs. Locott. And I have to just take a moment and say, wow, like, look around. How lucky are we all to be here tonight in this perfect setting? And that ceremony was just beautiful. I was just trying not to cry the whole time. And Janelle, you look absolutely stunning tonight, just stunning. What a beautiful bride. So for those of you who don't know me, I've been friends with Janelle for an amazing 22 years. When I met Janelle in the 6th grade, I was immediately attracted to her energy, her spirit, her confidence, and her sense of humor. You know the saying, opposites attract? Well, that was the case for Janelle and I. I was like the most ginormous, awkward 12-year-old you've ever seen, and she was like this tiny, cute, petite little person, but nonetheless, we were two peas in a pod. And we went through so many of our firsts together. First boys, first drama, first parties. Billy, you can attest to that, right? And first awkward phases. There were a lot of awkward phases, but we got through them together. But through it all, through middle school, through high school, through college, I have to say Janelle, hands down, is the most loyal and committed friend I have ever known. And that's probably why she has so many amazing friends here tonight that love her so much. She's the best. But not only is she the most loyal friend I've ever known, she's always also been an amazing, positive influence in my life. My decision to go to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo and graduate college was influenced by Janelle. I would definitely not have chosen to go there and graduated if it weren't for her, so thank you. Also, I fell in love with San Luis Obispo because of Janelle and didn't want to leave, decided to stay there after college, get in the wine business, and met my wonderful husband Brian a few years later. Again, Janelle planted the seed, so cheers, Janelle, I love you so much. And they say good things come to those who wait, and I am so glad Janelle waited for Serge. Finally, the one that could keep up with her. And hanging out with Janelle and Serge, I've just noticed how well they complement each other. There's this really beautiful balance and chemistry between them that's effortless and so fun to see, and I'm so happy for you guys. I have to take a quick moment to say thank you to Serge. Serge, thank you. You've made Janelle the happiest I've ever seen her in my 22 years of knowing her, so thank you so much. And if there's one piece of advice I can give you, Serge, one piece of advice, it's simple, but it's tried and true. Happy wife, happy life. Now if I could get everyone to raise your glasses, I'd like to make a toast. Here's to Janelle and Serge Locat. I wish you the absolute most love and happiness life has to offer. Cheers, I love you both.
Thank you, Christy. And now I'd like to bring up Matron of Honor, Karen. Hi, Karen. There you go.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Karen Waltz. I'm honored to be Janelle's co-matron of honor. First, I would like to thank both families for the amazing weekend. Last night was great, and I anticipate this night to be even better. Next, I'd also like to thank Carl the Fog for taking Labor Day weekend off and giving us this beautiful, sunny, and a little bit hot weather. But most of all, I would like to thank Serge. I'd like to thank Serge for making my best friend, Janelle, the happiest I've ever seen her. And without you, we wouldn't be here today. Well, maybe we'd be in Tahoe, but this is pretty fun too. So I moved to San Francisco 7 years ago, and at that time, Janelle has become what the millennials say, my ride or die, my bae, my BFF, and for a short period of time, she was my next floor neighbor, making all of my sitcom dreams come true. We've shared countless memories, like marina days turned into long marina nights, weekday dinners, ski trips, O'Brien family holidays, and at one point, we even shared a dog. Being quite the catch, Janelle always had her pick of the litter, but no one quite made the cut. We would half-jokingly, half-seriously discuss her boyfriend requirements, and since my husband Jim and I spent so much time with Janelle, we felt like we should have a say. Some of this criteria included must ski or snowboard, like to drink wine, no picky eaters, like sports, or at least day drinking for sports, and a bonus for conservative politics. Not only did Serge check off all of these boxes, we found that he had some pretty great qualities himself. He's thoughtful, intelligent, generous, and let's face it, he's always down to party. His only major strike is that he moved my dentist down to LA. So flashback about a year and a half ago, Janelle and I had a planned typical Friday night dinner date out. We hadn't spoken in a few days, so for us, that was like basically eternity. We were just having some small chit chat. I asked her about her weekend when a sly smile came across her face, and she announced that she had a boyfriend. Literally blushing, she continued to tell me about this cute, charming oral surgeon who worked in her office in Santa Rosa. And then he took her on a date and whisked her away to LA for the weekend. It was then I knew this guy was different. He was the real deal. So if you know Janelle at all, you could say she's a little indecisive. But when it comes to Serge, she's never ever had a doubt that she wanted to be his girlfriend and now his wife. As evidenced by some of the other speeches tonight, Serge is luckily no stranger to the adage, happy wife, happy life. And from what all of us have seen, he does everything imaginable every day to make Janelle happy. I mean, if you haven't noticed, even the wine tonight is called White Queen. But as all of you married couples know, love is easy. It's the marriage that can be hard. So when I think about a happy, solid marriage, a few things stand out. Aside from the obvious one being love, it's also about respect, compromise, patience, and compassion. Although I think they nailed compromise when Janelle had to move to Los Angeles. So I wish, aside from you guys moving back to the Bay, I wish for you a lifetime of love and happiness and very blonde babies. So please raise your glasses and cheers to the best-looking dentists we know, Dr. Surgeon Janelle.
Thank you, Karen. And next, we'd like to bring up best man, Ben. There, Ben.
Thank you. Now or never, I had to listen to all those wonderful speeches, and now I feel like a little bit diminished. You know, I have to come up behind all these wonderful women saying wonderful things about the bride and the groom, and I hope to continue the affair. Serge had made me make a couple promises. One was not to drink too much, and one was to write things down, and then one was not to show up anybody else. So I really think I have everything together, and I'm going to move forward. I wrote a little speech, and I actually wrote two speeches, and they gave me the R-rated version and the X-rated version, and I'm going to throw out the R-rated version. Just kidding, couldn't do that because I've drunk too much and now I gotta behave. So where the hell is this speech? Nicole, where's the speech? Come on, help me. I might have. I think it's on this side. No, really, come help me. Come on, help me. You won't? Nicole. Oh, I found it. Okay. Well, that's how I do with my underwear in the morning. And I'm like, where's my underwear? She finds it for me. So I have an easy version. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming out to enjoy the night, of course, as everybody has. I would like to thank all here for the support and friendship you have given Serge and Janelle throughout the course of your relationships. Personally, I'd like to thank Serge for trusting me to stand before a crowd of his and Janelle's closest friends and family and say anything, let alone give a speech. Those of you out there who know me might think Serge's choice to give me a platform to speak at his wedding is a little surprising. I can't believe it myself. That's why I wrote this down, because I totally screw up. I could honestly say anything. Anything. Serge, are you scared yet? I think Galina and Sergi look a little concerned. They've seen me at my worst. For those of you who don't know me, Serge and Janelle are living my time to speak, so I just really have to close this door. I was very lucky to meet Serge in Miami a little over 7 years ago. I said that I was lucky because it led him to literally stumbling into the love of my life, Nicole. His stumbling led to our meeting 6 years ago in Miami. We're still not married. We're getting there. Hey, Serge. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. So I met Serge because we both had chosen to specialize in oral surgery, and I have to say it was a wise choice. And really, that's the first thing that I learned to appreciate about Serge, is that he makes wise choices. First, he chose to get a degree in dental hygiene. And for those of you who don't know, dental hygiene is a wonderful way to make a respectful and productive living. But this was just a stepping point for Serge, because he used it as a tool to advance to dental school. And then he used dental school as a platform to advance to oral surgery. And then it just so happens that removing teeth is the ultimate way to get your mouth clean. Anybody? I got open slots in my schedule. So it just always it struck me as a well thought out plan. It was a progressive plan: hygiene, dentistry, oral surgery, and I was really impressed by it. So I was also impressed when we worked together, because we were interns and we had to back each other up. It was his unwavering ability to back up his teammates and not complain. I mean, you have the guys out there who are like, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna help you out, but you have 10 things pending, you take 9, I'll take 1, and thanks. So Serge, he was ready to pick up the job, and even if you dropped the ball, he wanted to make sure you didn't drop the ball at any time. So he backed you up. And you have to understand that we were being scrutinized for everything we did during that internship, because the senior residents and the attendings were vetting us to take the sole available first-year position. And there was a lot at stake. I mean, but he never wanted you to look weak. He never wanted you to look like you were the lowest. He wanted to keep everyone on a level playing field. And I remember a number of times when he backed me up to make my life easier. And I'm pretty sure that I returned the favor at least once or twice. He was the guy who would walk into the hospital on New Year's Day and help me wire a pending jaw fracture rather than partying on the beach in Miami. And I would have been the guy partying on the beach in Miami, you know what I'm saying? So I really also appreciate his sense of humor, as everybody has said, and it's kind of a running theme at this point in the night. He not only laughs at my jokes, which are terrible, but he makes his own about you. When your only defense is to say, ha ha, that's funny, joke's on you. I'm reminded of the time when we were, and some other residents went out in the bay in Miami on a boat. And the day got away from us, and really so did the directions, I think. And so heading home, we got grounded on a sandbar. And we waited for the first boat to come out to us, and it wasn't big enough to tow us. So Serge got off and said, hey, dude, you wait with these guys and help them out and, be the hero. And I let him talk me into it. And then the second boat came out like 3 hours later, and I think by this time it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. And so we got towed off the sandbar, and I got in, and I missed work the next day. And Serge was like, that's great. Ben was at Sandbar. He told everybody that I was actually at a bar in Miami called Sandbar, instead of what actually happened. And it didn't matter much. I mean, it didn't matter much. It was a joke at my expense, and it never ended, and I had to listen to it for months. But it didn't matter, because we all got into our programs. We all got in. And Serge had been awarded the coveted but painful position of being a Jackson resident. And for those of you guys who don't know, Jackson Memorial Hospital is, historically, the hardest residency to get through in the United States of America. And Serge did it. It's quite an accomplishment. So on match day, I was very proud and impressed with Serge. I remember it fondly, and I remember the look of confidence and appreciation and satisfaction on Serge's face. He knew he made it. He knew his life had changed, and he knew he would be forever thankful for that. Back in January, Nicole and I took a trip with Serge and Janelle to Vail, and it was a great trip, and I loved it because it was the second chance that I had the chance to see the same look of confidence, appreciation, and satisfaction on his face as when he matched to his program. But this was way better, because I thought to myself, ha ha, Serge knows he has met his match for life. He knows his life is going to change forever. And I'm sure that eventually Lincoln will no longer be the only baby in the house. Well, let me tell you that I'm incredibly proud and impressed with Serge, and I know he will be forever thankful that you said yes. Janelle, I know Serge makes well-thought-out choices, well, except to make me a speaker at his wedding. Sorry. I also know that he's a good teammate who will back you up, and although it may come at your expense, he's got a good sense of humor. He's been an incredible friend to me, and I know he will be to you, and I am so very happy for both of you. So sorry if they were giving me the this sign, like, I'm sorry, everybody. I told you I was bad at this to begin with, right? Sorry. Thank you. Serge, I love you. Monkey. Toast. Everybody.